Escoffier is the brand new Genshin Impact character coming to the game for version 5.5, and between her design and her kit, she is literally the most excited I've been for a Genshin Impact character in years. Welcome to Jello Impact, where we build and test every single character to help you decide who you want to wish for and build. So we're going to start by taking a look at all the information that Genshin gave us officially, and then we're going to go into some of the pre-release information to learn about what she does as a character and what teams and what units she is going to work best with. She's going to make Freeze really good. Finally. Escoffier, tasteful excellence, lead goose of precision gastronomy. What? For a long time, the Steambird's gourmet column has been known by food aficionados as a culinary weather vane. By the way, if I seem tired, because I am, we have a 2-week-old baby, along with a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old. As a regular feature on this column, Escoffier, the ex-head chef of Hotel de Bord, and her precision gastronomy are all the more famed in Fontaine. In the process of analyzing, extracting, and harmonizing, she has not only deconstructed Fontainian views on flavor, but even their foundational cognition of tastiness. Thusly disassembled and reconstructed, the secret code constituting the sense of taste has been redefined in delicacy upon the very tips of their tongues. Critics have never been stingy with praise for this genius chef, but neither have they ever shied away from the controversies surrounding her. Escoffier's image is one meticulous in both the kitchen and its management has proved long-lasting, while her merciless critiques of both colleagues and apprentices have made her quite the hot topic in the culinary world. Alright, so she's a chef, little bit more. The fairy of fondant felicity, the towering tyrant of taste. Oh, Escoffier is hardly the terror of the papers make her out to be. She simply loves cooking, and she can be a bit strict about it. Is it so surprising that she doesn't respect those who don't take cooking seriously? Don't worry, I just know you'll get along, like cinnamon and vanilla. Navia. Name Escoffier, title Tasteful Excellence, lead goose of precision gastronomy. Lead goose is wild. Vision, Cryo, Constellation, Dulceria Structura. Dulceria, pepper and pine nut stuffed honey dates. And Structura culinary systems. All right. So obviously she is Fontainian, which of course means that she has the second best design language in the game behind Inazuma, in my opinion. This is my opinion. It's okay. But as for her design, I love it. I love the color scheme. I love her eyes, the hair. I love the theming with the ice knives. I love the mostly white and then the pop of color. I love that she's not a blue Cryo character. Not that a lot of them have been blue, have they? I guess I'm thinking of like Risley is not blue. Neither is Charlotte. It's like the Fontainian Cryo characters are red. That's really interesting. Anyways, I don't know how popular this design will be. Like, I don't think that everyone will gravitate to her and think that this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, but it really does it for me. So there you go. And finally, let's not forget that she has this really cool tail, kind of the devil's tail thing going on. Kind of reminds me of that one character from that one thing. Comment if you know what I mean. Looking at her kit, Escoffier has one of the most bonkers crazy kits that we have ever seen in Genshin. She puts most of the she puts most of the kits we have in the game to absolute shame. So she is a Cryo polearm. She is a sub DPS. So she does similar damage to Emily, Chiori, Yelan, Farina, etc. Okay? She heals. Team-wide burst, single target, skill. Similar to Baiju, I think. I haven't used Baiju in so long, I forget if his skill heals team-wide. But I think, I won't put who it's similar to. But it heals team-wide with the burst, and then single target with skill. Active character. It's enough to sustain Farina's stacks. What else do you need? So let's just say that we had this as a character. Let's just say we just had that. That's already pretty awesome. She has great Cryo application once every 2 seconds. So just this, great Cryo application once every 2 seconds, good for freeze, melt, etc. Just this, already hot. Like, this would already be like a pretty solid character. Not like meta breaking. I would already be reasonably excited for this. But the piece of resistance is she has a Chevra style passive for freeze, aka with only Cryo and Hydro units in the party, reduce Hydro and Cryo resistance by 55%, and then a little bit of resistance for 3 units, 2 units, and 1 Cryo or Hydro unit. This is the most overloaded kit that I have seen in a really, really long time. How do you have a character that does team-wide healing, insane sub DPS damage, and ridiculous support. This is supposed to be one of those triangles that it's like pick 2 of 3, and you're supposed to pick 2 of 3. That's what makes a good character. And they just said, well, give her everything. We'll just give her everything. This means she is going to be as close to a must pull as possible for anyone who wants to play basically cryo units. For Hydra units, there's a bunch of other stuff you can do, obviously, but she is going to be a highly recommended character for so many units. Like, if you want to play cryo units or you want to have more options for your Hydro, this is your character. I've seen 100k DPS for Ayaka, 80k DPS for Ryo. Note that Ryo's will be more consistent. Like, he'll be more consistently able to get all of that 80k DPS, whereas Ayaka, you know, she might not get all the ticks of her burst. This is nutty. And the best part about her by far, which I'm sure so many of you care about, is that she actually makes Shenhe good. Wow, in 2025, Shenhe is going to be meta. I doubt she'll stay meta. I bet we get other characters that outshine her, but the fact that Escoffier does so much personal damage, so Shenhe actually buffing her actually does something, right? Because Escoffier is actually doing personal damage, so you're building crit and stuff on her. Add to that the fact that she incentivizes running only Hydro and Cryo characters, meaning that you can run three Cryo characters on a team, or 4 if you don't want to run Furina, although right now we don't have very good off-field DPSs, so you wouldn't really want to run 4. But theoretically, if there was another off-field DPS, you could. So Shenhe is huge. I'm going to put her in S for Shenhe tier because Shenhe is saved. But she's going to be so good that, hey, maybe you can actually use your Kaya in a freeze team and it'll actually feel reasonably good. Obviously, he's just going to be carried by Escoffier, but hey, you love to see it. You love to see your favorite units get carried. Who else is going to work well with her? Obviously, we love to see Chongyun doing more. It's going to be really exciting to see Ganyu be good in freeze teams. She does so much for freeze teams that theoretically, she will make the Ganyu freeze team better than her melt team, which is just crazy to say, and make it way more consistent. It'll be by far Ayaka's best team. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Eula's best team. You do Eula, Mono Cryo. If only you could, if you could infuse Eula's burst with Cryo, or if you could not infuse her normal attacks, so you could use her with Bennett. I would accept either one. I prefer to be able to infuse her burst, but you can infuse her normal attacks with Cryo. We'll do something like this. I know this could work, but it's just like, it's so stupid. Huge buff. I don't know whether to put Ayato here or here, but his teams are looking honestly not bad now, so we'll put him here. I don't know, great center. I don't even know how to order these. I think I'll just go with tiers, and it's not a big deal, right? What the tiers are named. If you don't have Shenhe for Escoffier teams, using Yelan is going to be a great option because she does great personal damage as well as giving a buff to your on-fielder. Won't work as well for something like Ganyu because she can't do normal attacks, but Kokomi, I'm going to put Kokomi down here. I'm not going to label her tier because Escoffier kind of replaces her on the team, right? Kokomi is a healer. Think about this. Kokomi just heals. That's all she does essentially, and provides some Hydro application. Like, the fact that Escoffier has this kind of kit just shows that my last video about how to buff Genshin units should really happen. Characters like Kokomi need it bad. Cosmo's not a Hydro or Cryo unit, but you should still be able to do some stuff with Cosmo on the team. He still does a bunch of stuff, so he's still a solid option for Escoffier teams. Hu Tao, she should be a solid option for Hu Tao teams as well, because again, the kit is still so overloaded that she'll still do great stuff on a Hu Tao team. I wouldn't be surprised to try some melt stuff. Maybe she can be sort of like a bad seat Lali and be an option for players who want to do melt, like melt Arlecchino, right? Because she has good cryo application, so maybe we can, and good sub DPS damage, even if you're not getting the rest of the stuff. So I'm gonna try melt. And then on the teams that focus more on Hydro, well, actually, let's make sure we get Furina in here first, and Novelette. So Furina and Novelette. I've seen some people saying that this is going to be Novelette's best in slot team, maybe for low investment Novelette, but if you have either his signature or his C1 or both, I would hesitate to say that Escoffier will be on his best team, just because maximizing his personal damage will be really big, and Escoffier, a reason why she might be considered on his best team would be her great personal damage. But the more you invest in your Novelette, the less relevant her personal damage is. Not that it won't be good, but I don't think it'll be his best team for a lot of players. A lot of people have his C1 or his weapon or just really good artifacts. and so maximizing his own damage will be more important than having a sub DPS. Granted, she'll still be good, but I don't think it's necessarily a Novelette buff. It's another Novelette option, which is sort of a buff, right? But it's not like, it doesn't raise his power ceiling for dedicated Novelette mains, for example. And then Furina obviously she goes in the S for Shenhe tier, of course, because Furina's synergy with Escoffier is just absolutely perfect. She'll make Furina the best in slot for even more characters, or the characters that she was already best in slot, it'll be even more best in slot. Furina just got a massive buff. Fortunately, 97% of people, apparently, not obviously everyone, but of who reported data for the Spiral Abyss, have Furina. A lot of people have Furina. And hey, getting Escoffier will now allow you to run another archetype of really powerful teams with Furina. Citlali might have some issues activating Scroll because you kind of want to use Escoffier first, and then for the second rotation on, there's going to be freeze already, and you need to have Citlali activate a reaction with Hydro to activate Scroll, so it's going to be kind of awkward because you want to pass Thrilling Tales to Ayaka and stuff like that. This might make her signature better. So the rotations and the synergies with Citlali are a little suspect at the moment, but if you can get them to work, on paper they're looking very, very good and on par with the Shenhe team. Shenhe won't necessarily be best in slot if you can get Citlali to work, because Citlali also reduces, well, because Citlali just gives such a big buff. I don't think Mualani will work here. I'm gonna put her in question mark. I already don't like Citlali in Mualani teams very much because the cryo application messes up vapes and Escoffier applies even more cryo, so not a huge fan. Sigcho, pretty good. He doesn't do as much personal damage as Yulan. You already have tons of healing, so shouldn't need his defensive utility, but he still will be quite a strong synergy. Barbara, useless. Childe, useless. Mona, I could see Mona being a pretty interesting character. We'll try it out. Maybe as like a Furina substitute. If you don't have Furina, she at least has Thrilling Tales. I don't see Candace being super good. Sigewinne is absolutely dead. This is kind of like this. This is not for Diona overall, just on a Escoffier team. This is not like, yeah, this is not their overall place in the meta now. It's just for a Escoffier team. Actually, Childe might be pretty good. I'm just joking around with Childe. You know I like to joke with Childe mains, right? I'm just joking. I could see Layla being pretty decent. And then, of course, Hydro Traveler is looking pretty good here, right? We're just gonna forget about Hydro Traveler. Oh, and Wriothesley. I've been talking about Wriothesley, but I haven't found him on the list, so now I found him, and he's gonna be incredible. I'm not sure if I should put Ayato here or here. Because it makes it look better, I'm going to put him here. Because he's already... I just don't want to give the wrong impression that Ayato is going to be amazing. Well, it's like, if it's how good she is for Ayato, it's here. If it's how good Ayato is for her teams, it's like here. So, we'll see. So, you can see why I'm super excited by Escoffier. Of course, she makes some already meta characters even better, but it's not what normally happens with really good supports. Lately, it feels like really good supports have just made the good characters even better, but now we're getting a character that brings up forgotten units. I know some people are calling for nerfs for Escoffier. They think she's just too strong, that she's too overloaded. I do not agree. Yes, her individual kit is overloaded, but she doesn't break the game for any of the current meta characters. So there's no power creep issues, and she brings up the power level of forgotten units like these three and like these four to an actual respectable level that's on par with the current expectations for DPSs in the game. So I think she is a perfectly, masterfully, brilliantly designed unit, and I do not think she should get nerfs at all. I think she's going to be perfect as she is. And of course, on top of all of this, buffing all these older characters, there's new characters. At this point, Skirk is essentially confirmed to be a Cryo character, and we've got the Cryo region coming up next. That should be the next Archon, whether something with Nod Kral or actual Shenhe Nahida. Cryo is about to be the new focus. So Escoffier seems like she's going to be a big part of that. So if you think you're going to be investing in Cryo in the future, it might be wise to consider saving some primos for Escoffier. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe if you enjoy videos like these. And if you don't want to do any of that, that is totally fine. Just watching the video has been more than enough. Thanks so much. Bye for now.